Ever since I was about 7 years old, I believed in the stork, right? The stork flies over and drops you. And I always thought the stork had made a mistake and slipped and dropped me in Detroit. And I should have been in California, at the beach somewhere. But as it turned out, Detroit was probably the best place for me to grow up. Motown was there, a ton of musicians were there, all the rock and roll musicians were there, and I became part of the music scene. Instead of playing football, basketball, or soccer in my school, all we did was play music. The music department was a very, very important part of the school. And so my elementary school teacher, Alfred T. Kirby, is probably the most important musical person in my life. He got me interested in, playing music. I was with the Spinners, and I played the 20 Grand with Marvin Gaye and Temptations, Glass Knight and the Pips, Smokey Robinson, in the studio with all these guys. What took me out of Detroit was Stevie Wonder. Called me up and wanted me to go on tour with him and the Rolling Stones. And I was like, oh, the Rolling Stones, that's a nice British band. They're probably opening up the show for Stevie Wonder, because I thought Stevie Wonder was the biggest star,
Tonight's show is called Wonder Love, with the members of Wonder Love, Ray E. Parker Jr., and of course, the mind bender, Stevie Wonder.
Mick and Keith were wonderful people. I got to know them pretty well, and Keith would always take us to the studios, like in Muscle shows. He was actually educating me. I didn't know all the history of Muscle shows and some of the stuff in Nashville. I just knew Detroit. If you were a musician, that was the #1 tour you could be playing on that year. It's probably my most progressive musical year of my life was 18 years old. Stevie Wonder taught me how to write songs. We can't leave that out. And he would take some of my little demo tapes, like I could have a little, just a riff, to something that was going. And he would take that and make it bigger. Show me how to put the bass on the drums and the background singers on all that. I mean, from my own songs, so you'd be like, wow, my song was this big when I came in, now it's this big,
I feel like the world is turning on me. My dreams turning, it's just right in front of my face. I'm getting kind of worried, and I figure so out of place. Everybody. Maybe your baby done made some other plan. Let me hear everybody sing about my baby. All right. Maybe your baby done made some other plan. I think you gotta be kidding.
He taught me how to write the songs, mix mine, and we even singing duets together. I can't sing what he's singing. I feel some kind of lonely. Then I play the guitar solo, which I don't have the sound and stuff too. Which was wonderful for me, because Talking Book was one of the greatest albums, and I got my name on that album, so it looks like, who's this little young kid who's 18 playing Stevie Wonder on Talking Book? So even though I was a college dropout, right? I feel like I graduated from Wonder University, which I think was a much better idea than going to college designing car parts where I was. When I quit playing in Stevie's band, and part of the reason why is he wanted to stay in New York, and I wanted to come to LA. I was like, it's cold in Detroit, it's cold in New York. Why am I in New York? It's the same thing. I want to come back. I want to go to LA. And I thought the music business was in LA. All the record companies were there, and I thought I'd have a better shot at it. Turned out I was right,
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I started playing with people like Tom Jones, the Carpenters, Seals and Crofts. So it gave me a different outlook on what music could be. It doesn't have to be just Motown or just that particular sound. And so immediately when I left the band, one of the first songs I was working on was Jack and Jill.
Jack, wanting someone to feel, sat up on a hill and waited all day
easier the song is, the better. Jack, Jack, wanted someone to feel sad upon. Very elementary. You could do this your first week in music school, you know what I mean? It's not very complex.
Now why do you think Jack's knocked down the hill?
I'm thinking lyrics first. I remember in particular the Jack and Jill song. I had a guy doing something or somebody's name doing something, and then somebody else doing something. Then I would write, why do you think Jack snuck down the hill? And my buddy that I was working with on the Herbie Hancock records, David Rubinson, he came up with the concept. He says, you got Jack going down the hill to get away from Jill. Why doesn't Jack do that in the verse and Jill do it in the verse? And I was like, ding, ding, ding. Why did I think of that? That's such an easy idea.
Jack, like Little Red Riding Hood.
So that's how I put Jack did this, and then Jill didn't do this, and that's why Jack snuck down the hill. And it really made a lot more sense. And I think that was the capper, really, that made the song a hit.